This week in the shark, we're going to go into the deep musculature. And that means just a few cuts compared to what we did last week. You're still going to need your razor blade, scissors, and forceps to do this. You'll take your specimen and flip it over to the ventral portion. Remember that intermandibularis that's coming down from Meckel's cartilage, kind of fanning down towards the middle of this white line on the body? That's what we're going to remove today. At the posterior end of the intermandibularis, we're going to make a cut running parallel to this midline. And this muscle is only a few millimeters thick, so we're going to be very gentle with this cut. And we'll start to carefully raise this. Now, it's okay if you don't do this perfectly, but the goal is to gently lift and reflect this muscle to see the underlying muscle. I've cut into the coracoarcuole. So this is the coracoarcuole. The incision we're supposed to be making is more anterior. There we go, that looks better. Just a little to the side of the midline of the body, at the anterior end, we're going to make an incision with our razor. And notice that the muscle fibers are going in this direction. This is a very thin muscle. So as you start to separate it from the lower portions and reflect it back, you may find the other muscle under it, the interhyoideus muscle, its fibers are running more in parallel. It can be quite difficult to separate these layers, and often it's very dependent on the preservation of the fish. If you're having difficulty separating the two muscle layers, that's okay. What you can do is cut through the bottom layer to the level of the coracoarcules and reflect the entire portion back. So now this muscle is cut. We have the intermandibularis here. When we reflect it back, the interhyoideus is on the underlayer. And if you're able to, in your dissection, to separate these, then the interhyoideus would be able to lie flat against the rest of the body. Two other muscles you need to know are associated with the coracoarcules. So what I've done is I've cut the coracomandibularis, which is this long straight muscle here going down the midline. When I reflect it, I can see the lines of that coracoarcuole much better, or that coracomandibularis much better, so that I can separate it from the interhyoideus on the other side and begin to lay it down back into its original place. So now you can see the coracomandibularis muscle, which connects here with the coracoarcules. I've reflected back the intermandibularis and the interhyoideus in order to expose that. And deep to the coracomandibularis are two coracohyoids. So you have your intermandibularis on the most superficial portion. Deep to it is the interhyoideus. You may need to see it cut and reflected, or there's a separation of the two layers. As we reflect that back, you can then see the coracomandibularus muscle here and the coracohyoideus muscles here.